It's Maritza from No Fluff Zone here, and today I wanted to share with you the annotate the text part of the SPADE reading strategy. And annotating the text, it's a pretty debatable / controversial skill. Among my colleagues and my peers and my friends, we all have our own interpretation of annotating the text, I'm sorry. So this will be probably my 6th year using the SPADE strategy, and through trial and error, I kind of figured a quick, efficient way, logical way to annotate the text in a way that actually builds for comprehension. So in essence, this means to add notes to the text to explain or comment. But in my teaching experience, I have found that annotating the text without real purpose can be time consuming. I highly recommend you annotate the text after you have set the purpose for reading. So sometimes we just give the students a story and we say annotate the text. And then you'll have 3 levels of that. So you'll have the student that does very basic annotation. So they'll only circle the characters, maybe a setting problem here and there. You'll have students that will do that and underline the first problem, the second problem, or the events. And then you have the mega annotator, which is the student that really digs into the text and dissects it and to the point where they are building connections with the story. So it's, in my experience, I have found that annotating the text without real purpose can really be interpreted differently by each student. So what I'm trying to say is you'll have kids that they'll just do it halfway, and then you'll have a student that's very, very into the annotating, but then they won't have time to answer the questions. So you as a teacher need to decide what is the purpose of annotating the text. So for me, it's to build towards the comprehension of the text, of the story. So this is how I've done it recently, and it's been working pretty well for me. The first read, as you annotate the text the first time, the purpose is to get a general understanding of the text. So the key ideas and details are the things that you are annotating for. I have the students circle and label the type of text evidence it is. So I'll circle the characters, the problems, the settings. This helps students that are struggling with comprehension start building an understanding of the basic characteristics of a text. So in other words, students that are learning how to read at grade level will start distinguishing what a character is, what a setting could be, what a problem could be, and they start putting everything together. So I do advise you do this with all your students. At least you expose it with all of them. I teach all of them my best how to do it in their best way. But when it comes to the test day, you're going to have students that do a few annotations here and there, and then some that really do use the annotations in a way that benefits them when answering the comprehension questions. So I have the students annotate the text based on the genres. So if it's a non-informational text, they'll annotate using character, setting, events, sequence, problem, solution. Informational, it would be the topic, the author's intent or purpose, facts, key ideas. I even have them create headings for the paragraphs to help them determine the topic of each paragraph. So this is essential when they have to go back and answer questions about key details of the topic, and they know pretty much where to skim and find it. It's easier and it motivates them to actually go back in the text and find it. The second read is for the students to determine how the text works. In other words, this is where you should have a daily end product in which the student should answer based on the reading skill. They should determine what text evidence was used by the author to express that skill. They should also understand how the author is using those details to move the audience throughout the text. So in big words, they should determine what the text means to the reader and how it connects to other experiences. So this is where you have a question, you read to them the question, you read it all together, and you say, okay, we're going to go back in the story. We're going to read and we're going to find text evidence, or we're going to find something. We're going to underline a sentence that answers this question or helps us answer this question. This is a very important skill to teach because it will help them acquire those higher order thinking levels, where they can answer questions, very difficult questions, especially inference questions, by themselves. So my purpose in using the SPADE strategy is to teach children how to understand what they're reading, and then how to justify their answers when they're being questioned about what they've read. In essence, I highly suggest when you start teaching the annotating the text, you really have to create a habit of doing it every single time. You have to do it in the story. You have to do it in the text. I know for us it's difficult because we use a big, a reading book, and we're not encouraged to annotate, but I do it on my Promethean. I annotate, and I'm showing the children how to annotate. And so far it's worked. I've had students really, really flourish this year through annotating. And I really do hope that they continue to use those annotation skills in the 3rd grade. So that's it. This is my interpretation of how to annotate the text. So if you have any suggestions, anything you'd like to add, put it in the comment section below, and hit like, the subscribes would be great too, and the notification bell so that you are kept up to date with all the videos that I'm putting out. Thanks, and have a great day.